Welcome back, everybody. It's been a fantastic day of high school football today in Windsor, Ontario. Cold, chilly, snowy conditions here for the 2023 OSSA Bowl Series. Up next, the Western Bowl. Your sponsor for this game, Nada Sports. First up are the champs from the Northern Ontario Secondary School Athletic Conference, the St. Mary's Knights, out of Sudbury, led by head coach Jim Monaco. Their opponent are the Western Ontario Secondary School Athletic Association champs, the South Lions from London, Ontario. They're led by head coach Mike Stenning. My name is Dan Dominguez, and I, along with the We Digital crew, out in the cold in the Leuna 625 broadcast area, are going to have all the action of this Western Bowl, the fourth bowl game of the day here on We Digital Productions. Our presenting partner, as always, Leuna 625 for all the high school action throughout the month of November. Our fourth game today, we'll have 3 more for you tomorrow, 2 more on Wednesday, as the teams are getting ready to take the field. There's a look at the St. Mary's Knights and their opponents today, the South Lions in the gray. The double gray. There's another look at the Knights, kind of in the scarlet red, as the captains have come to midfield for the coin toss to get this one underway. We're a few minutes behind in our show today. That third game, record amount of penalties, 250 plus yards of penalties, 25 different, minimum 25 penalties. We lost count, so it went a little bit long as the Richview Saints took that bowl game over the Holy Trinity Titans. The handshakes are underway from the captains, and we're going to kick this one off in just a minute or two. We're going to have a good one for you today. These are 2 highly ranked teams in the Canada Football Chat National Football Rankings. These 2 teams are up there. The number 12 seeded London South Lions are the 12 seed, and these St. Mary's Knights are 28, and that's across all the teams in Canada, don't forget. So these are very highly ranked teams. One out of Sudbury, one out of London. We're getting ready to go. The St. Mary's Knights, as I mentioned, led by head coach Jim Monaco. They have a motto on this team, next play. If something bad happens, they shake it off, they go next play. They know the next one's ready to go. They're the 14-time city champs. They're led by quarterback Matty Tucker. And South Lyon, they have the big QB Andre Thompson, 6'5". We saw him pregame warm-ups, even taking a few snaps at running back. He's also a defensive end on this team, so we'll see a lot of him today. Andre Thompson, he'll be one to watch. We saw he might be getting some looks from the States as well once he graduates from high school. So the teams are getting ready to kick this one off. As I mentioned, it's a cold, windy night here in Windsor, Ontario. So I guess if you're from Sudbury, it's just a windy night. Every day is cold this time of year up there. We saw in the game earlier, they had to hold down the ball off the tee quite a few times. As the Knights are getting ready to kick this one off. They're going right to left across your screen. And this game's underway as that ball's in the air. Kick on the far side. Caught at about the 23-yard line. Tries to cut it up. Nice special teams tackle on the far side. That looked like number 91, Cohen Curlow, on the tackle. So Curlow gets things started on the special teams play. And you see big number 2 now coming to the huddle. That's Andre Thompson. He's a grade 12 student. High-scoring offense. They defeated Lucas in the championship game 22-7 to earn their berth in this ASA Bowl. A little handoff. Gets wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain, maybe even a loss. And that's number 22. That's Kanye Nethersole. Gets wrapped up, the 5'9" running back. So that's going to be 2nd and 10. First minute of play. Last game of the day here on We Digital Productions. So Andre Thompson from the gun. A little trouble to snap, hands it off. Big hole. Couple men to be finally dragged down just before midfield. A huge gain. Again, number 22. That's Kanye Nethersole again. A big run, moves the change for the first down. So that moves it up to the 52-yard line. They're a power run-based offense, but they do have the ability to pass with the tall quarterback, Andre Thompson. We haven't seen him put it up in the air yet. He's got one back with him. Gives the ball up the middle. That's Kanye again. Nethersole squirts his way up. Short of the first down. Let's see where they mark it. They are going to move the chain, so it's another first down. You'll see on the replay. You see those gray bodies. The offensive line already 5 yards upfield. So the big bodies for the O-line for South really moving the football, helping the offense move the ball down the field quickly. This team has put up 53 points as their highest against Paul Dwyer in an exhibition to start the year. But most wins are putting up 23-plus points per game. Another handoff right side. A couple of the Knights players try to swipe at it. St. Mary's trying to turn it over. 2nd and, we'll call it 7 now. No bug. Thompson back in the gun. He looks back to throw. He's got a lot of time. Big arm on the near side, just incomplete. And that ball is down for the incompletion. That was Drake Logan, the intended receiver. You saw it was kind of off the back shoulder. Good coverage on the defense. That's Landon Chacarton, the 6'2" defensive back / wide receiver. We'll see him on offense as well. So there's no score. There's just over 9 minutes to go. Here in the first quarter, they're back to punt now. Third and 7. And that's the quarterback back there kicking as well. So he's the do-it-all. One hopper. It's a good kick coverage by South. And the Lions pin back the St. Mary's Knights, and then we'll see what the St. Mary's Knights can do on offense. Matty Tucker is going to lead the way. The 6-foot grade 12 student will lead his team out to the field. Here's a look at the coaching staff for the Knights. Already sent their play in. We're in the first quarter of this one. Still no score. Oh. So there was a penalty on the play. So we're going to have to maybe redo that punt, it looks like. So we heard from our head referee. That's Brian Schouten, the man in charge. He's got Blair Mitchell, Dan Ricci, Mark Liggins, Vito Corrali, and Dick Howe assisting him today. They're the men in charge in the stripes. And this time they're going to go for it now on 3rd and short. Thompson back in the gun. He's got one back with him. trying to do the hard count. Hands it off. He's going to be close to a first down. Let's see where the spot is. It looks like he's got enough. Waiting for the referee to give the signal. No, it's going the other way. They turned the ball over on downs. He comes up just short. So a big stand by St. Mary's Knights. A big stop by the Knights, and now they gained a lot better field position than they would have after that punt. So the 5-yard penalty makes it 3rd and close. So the Lions elect to go for it, but are unsuccessful and don't get the first down and turn it over on down. So now we'll see quarterback Matty Tucker. Tucker from the gun. He's got a back with him. We do have another whistle. The snow continues to fly throughout the Acumen Stadium tonight. So there's a little discussion. Looks like we're ready to go. That looks like Anthony Blonda is going to be the lead back for the Knights. He's behind the quarterback. Tucker looks to pass. He goes deep on the first one. One-on-one coverage. That's definitely going to be a flag. No flag. Oh, there's a flag on the near side. It looks like he got wrapped up. So the pass interference is going to move the ball up. That was Nate Carter, the intended receiver, but he got wrapped up by the defensive player. And there's your pass interference call. So that's a first down. That'll bring the ball just shy of midfield. So a defensive chant coming from the London crowd. From the South Lions. Tucker from the gun. He's getting pursued. Little throw just at the feet of the receiver. It's incomplete. That's 81. That's Jack McPherson, 6'1" receiver. We've seen most of the day today. Not a lot of success throwing the ball. These cold, windy conditions. I know it's Canada. We're supposed to expect this, but most of the teams are done by this time of year. Definitely the coldest week we've seen so far here in southwestern Ontario. This team from the Sault Ste. Marie area, St. Mary's, they must feel right at home in this cold weather. Nice throw on the slant, caught by McPherson. That's going to be enough for the first down. So St. Mary's College is moving the ball down the field. The Knights in the all-maroon jersey and pants. And you look at some of the linemen. There's a number 97. As John Madden would like to see those guys with no sleeves. That's Marcus Palumbo rocking no sleeves here in the minus 12 or 13 wind chill. Another throw, kind of the same play, opposite side, also to McPherson. But that's kind of behind him. McPherson, there he is, 81, unable to come up with it. So on the play action, Tucker goes to fire at a couple of defenders there. And they're able to knock it down. That was Christopher Rowley, one of the defenders on that play. So 2nd and 10. We're at 6:16 to go. We're having a little trouble in our score bug, so I'll try and keep you apprised of the time when I can. From the gun again, Tucker fires near side, has a completion, looking for the first down, just barrels over the defensive back. Alexander Muscat just gets run over. And Nate Carter with a big first down, the 6'3" wideout, just runs down the defensive back. Another first down. Matty Tucker comes out firing in this first quarter. The 6' QB keeping that arm warm, just airing it out. So Monaco letting his senior quarterback throw the ball around. Fakes the handoff. Has a receiver down the middle on the slant. Enough for a first down and more. They're at about the 12-yard line. That looked like McPherson again with the big reception. It is number 81 having a big first quarter. So the St. Mary's Knights are driving. And you can see on the slant that big wide receiver getting past the linebackers and having to be dragged down by a few different defenders. I saw Chase Smith among them. So Tucker's got it back with him. Get ready to hit my mute. Here's the snap. Handoff far side. Looking for the corner. South's going to chase him down for the hit.
They're from Sault Ste. Marie, not Sudbury.
I know. I corrected him. So that's big number 2. That's the defensive end we mentioned earlier. He's also the quarterback, the punter. I think he even drives the team bus on some days. He does everything for this team. That's Andre Thompson. So a big 2nd and 11. Matty Tucker. Bad snap. Hand it off. He's got nowhere to go. The bad snap kind of threw the momentum off on that play. That's Blonda on the run. He couldn't get any momentum going forward. So we'll see that here comes the field goal team as we look at the replay. So that high snap kind of threw the rhythm off for the running back. But they blew it up anyway. 64 in on the tackle. So South London does a good job. That was Isaac Butler in on the tackle. So the flurries, there's a lot of snow coming down now. A lot of flurries, cold and windy. Field goal attempt. It's low, it's kicked into the line, and there's a scramble for it. That ball had no chance. That was Nate Carter on the kick. He couldn't get anything underneath that one and just booted into the line of scrimmage as we just catch the tail end of that one. So South Lions hold. This game remains tied at 0. We got 3:29 to go here in the first quarter. Dan Dominguez here with the We Digital Productions crew. Our presenting partner today is Leuna 625. We're high atop Acumen Stadium in the Leuna 625 announcer's booth. Thompson just kind of shovels it out to the near side. The back looking for room, finally breaks a tackle, but he has help. No gain, maybe even a little bit of a loss, as a few different St. Mary's tacklers are there. You can see the first couple of defenders just kind of held him up. Number 11, Kieran Juma, kind of held him up, and then the rest of the team caught up. Colin Mead among them, the defensive line. So from the gun, drops back the pass. Across the middle, 3 defenders, and not really a receiver in sight, one in the neighborhood. But that ball's a quick 2 and out. So with 2:44 to go here in quarter number 1, they're going to have to kick this one away. So we'll see if it's Thompson again back to kick or not. It looks like it is. So he's going to be on about his own 3-yard line. So we'll see what kind of field position St. Mary's can come away with. Low end-over-end kick. Not much on it. Gets past the returner. It looks like there will be a no yards. The flag flies. The ball is at the 50. And we'll wait for the official call. No yards is the likely. Referee Brian Schouten. And you'll watch this punt again. 21 flying in maybe a step away from blocking that one. That's Nicholas Vecchio coming in from the end trying to block that one. And here's your official call. So Wardell was the punt returner where the no yards occurred. So they set up the chains now at the 50. They pick up the flag on the no yards. So Matty Tucker back behind in the gun. He's been airing it out quite a bit. He's got Blondo with him. We saw a lot of McPherson in that previous drive. They hand it off. Good hole up the middle. Gets pushed forward, still churning his feet. Not enough for a first down, but a great first down run by Anthony Blonda. So St. Mary's, they got here with their 14th city championship, led by head coach Jim Monaco. Earned their right to come down to Windsor, Ontario, playing this 2023 OSTA Bowl series. Tucker from the guns, got a receiver with the catch. That's going to be enough for a first down on the far side. That's number 10, Nate Carter, with the reception. The fourth game of the day in this Western Bowl. As you see just a quick hitter on the outside. Tucker to Carter. Minute 20 to go here in the first quarter. We're still knotted at 0. Tucker directing traffic in front of him. 3 receivers near side. He hands it off to Blonda. Blonda trying to dance it to the right. He's going to gain a few, still fighting his way forward. Big pile up. And he's finally wrestled to the turf. That looks like Andre Thompson not in on the tackle. There's big number 2. So you saw Thompson come off that block and able to hold up the running back until he can get help from his friends. And you can see half a dozen gray jerseys in there. So Tucker from the gun, 2nd and 7. We're under 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. Back to pass. He's got time. He's got a receiver on the far side. It's caught. Blonda dances down the sideline. Just steps out. Looking for the first down marker. He might be a yard short, it looks like. So he was close to that first down marker, but he couldn't tiptoe down the sideline. Good job by the receiver getting up Blonda and catching. And watch him down the sidelines. Great shot by our camera crew there. You can see him step on the white line as the clock continues to run here as we run out near the end of the first quarter. 3rd and 1, so we'll see what they run here, which might be the last play of the quarter. We'll see. Handoff far side. He's got to move forward. There's a flag. I'm going to suspect a holding call, but he did not get enough for the first down. So let's wait for the referee's call. This could be a turnover on downs. So that was McPherson on the run. And here's our referee with the official word. So the holding penalty is declined, and they indeed turned the ball over on downs as McPherson couldn't get the line to gain. You see 51 on the ground for South. He was in on the tackle. That's Odia Novia, the big defensive lineman. And that will be the final play of the first quarter. So we're going to take a quick break. Dan Dominguez will be back with you at the second quarter in just a moment. See you. So we're going to stay with you now. Andre Thompson trots back to the huddle. Dan Dominguez again here, still with you with the We Digital crew. From our presenting partners, Leuna 625, you see on your screen there. Big thanks to them, our presenting partners helping We Digital Productions bring this high school 2023 OSSA Bowl Series live to you from Windsor, Ontario. Cold, windy, snowy night. Lots of motion. Thompson hands off. Big hole, right side, he's got it. One man the beat. He's getting finally shoved through the tackle, out of bounds around the 40-yard line. Number 22, Kanye Nethersole with a huge run down the right side. He found a hole and turned on the jet. But that was Nate Carter in on the tackle to help slow him down. Kieran Juma as well kind of angled him out of bounds. So the ball is now on the 43. So the South Lions are looking to get something on the board here with 11.5 to go in the half. Thompson again. High snap over his head. He's having trouble with it. Being chased. And he's getting still in trouble. He's still backpedaling and gets dragged down by multiple players. Looks like the ball even fell loose on the far side. South recovers the fumble, but it's a massive loss on the play. You can see Thompson just doing anything he can. And you can see him just scrambling. And I think that ball even popped out one more time here at the end. And indeed it does. You can see that perfectly on the screen. 22, Nethersole falls on it. So we're going to have to get the abacus out to figure out how long this second down is going to be. Looks like 32 yards to gain. Drops back to fire it. Huge arm on the near side. He's got a receiver just out of reach. Number 7, Chase Smith, just a little bit out of his reach. But I'd love to see that one again. Kind of throwing off his wrong foot. Watch that arm. That's a big arm for high school football. Even out through our camera operators on that one with the strong arm. So we got 10:15 to go. Still no score. It's third and a long way to go. Thompson back to punt. Probably one of the heavier kind of flurries we've seen for a bunch of hours. Gets a good kind of knuckleball off. Big bounce. It's loose on the ground. They're battling for it. It looks like the Knights have it. That's Harley Wardell, the punt returner, and he indeed falls on it. Nice coverage by Jason Priest on the punt coverage. So Wardell falls on it. There's still no score. Matty Tucker comes back on the field. We're at 9:59 to go in this second quarter. Tucker from the gun. He's got a couple receivers on either side of him. Drops back to pass. He's got time, a little bit of pressure in the pocket. Steps up, looking for a place to throw. He throws it near side McPherson. McPherson beats his man. Stiff arms. And finally shoved out of bounds just past midfield. A big first down for the St. Mary's Knights. There is a flag. Let's see if we can see something here on the replay. Oh, there's a blindside block. That's coming back from there. And there's the call from the referee. That was a great shot on the replay of that blindside block. So they're going to spot the ball at the They're going to spot the ball in the 42 after the blindside block. It is indeed a first down and 10 yards to go. 9.5 to go here in quarter number 2. Tucker again from the gun. 3 receivers far side. He looks that way. Steps up in the pocket. He's going to run right. He's got a ton of room to the right side. Scampers past a couple tiptoes. Steps out of bounds at about the 30 or 50. We'll call it the 45-yard line. My mistake. Cold's getting to me out here. You'll watch him kind of try and tiptoe down the sidelines after he avoids this tackle. And right there, you see him step out of bounds. Enough to gain the first down. So St. Mary's coming all the way down from Sault Ste. Marie, play this powerhouse South Lions out of London. 2 of the top teams nationally, both top 30 in the country. That's a backwards pass, it looked like. He gets dragged down. So that's Harley Wardell. We've seen him on special teams. That's his first time we've seen him on offense. Touch the ball. Close to I would call that a backwards pass, so it's going to kind of go down as a run. And another flag in here. So a defensive offside because it kind of bails him out.
5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
So it'll be 1st and 5. As South was offside on the play. Still no score to go. Just under 9 minutes to go in this one. The first half. Matty Tucker surveys his offense. 2 receivers either side. Motion, McPherson fakes the handoff. That ball gets handed off inside, but on the suplex. Brought down. No flag. It looks like Blonda on the tackle. 33 also in there. And you can see it just kind of lift him and throw him. So that's 3 points in amateur wrestling. So a big tackle. So it's 2nd and 7 from the 42. Tucker drops back, throws a little screen near side. He's not going to have anywhere to go. A big loss on the tackle, and that's the defensive end, Andre Thompson. Thompson does a little moonlighting at quarterback as well, but this time showing his worth on the D-line. He sniffed out that screen right away, and he was all over the running back. And Anthony Blonda had nowhere to go after receiving the screen from Tucker, and that's going to bring the punt team out. And there's big number 2. Multiple university offers throughout Ontario, and we've even heard word, hopefully getting some looks in the States as well. Here's the punt coming. Beautiful punt on the near side. Let's see the bounce it takes. Couple hops and finally received at about the 10. Kind of side. Oh, the ball's loose! It looks like the Knights have it. They do. So South coughs it up inside the red zone. So trouble receiving it. Tried to dance past a couple of would-be tacklers. And we'll see if we catch it on the replay. And you see it get coughed up. And the St. Mary's Knights recover it in great field position, and we might see our first score of this game. That was Sean Derboca with the recovery. Oh, no fumble they called. My mistake. I apologize for that. It looked like a fumble from this side, but South catches a break. I didn't see any flags, so I missed that one from up here. So not much gain on the run. So this one still remains at 0 with 6 minutes and change to go. So they must have ruled the runner down by contact before it came loose. Or maybe forward progress had been stopped. So big Andre Thompson again from the gun. Drops back. Has lots of time. Finally scrambles out to his right. Sidesteps a blocker. Has room. Looks for a lane. He's got enough for the first down and more. Still trying to get dragged down. Multiple tacklers finally chasing down the big quarterback. That was Grant Mathewson, one of the tacklers. Let's watch this big fella again. He had a little bit of time, didn't find anything he liked, and finally tucks that ball away. And once he gets around that end, just hanging on for dear life. Number 4, Derboca again, able to slow down the big quarterback, and the ball is just a yard shy of the midfield stripe. With 6 minutes to go here in the first half, we're still knotted at 0. Thompson from the gun. Pitch out near side. He's got some blockers trying to get the corner. Big hit, lowers the boom. They might throw a flag, they do. A little bit extracurricular there from Chase Smith. So Chase Smith gains 9, but he's going to probably get called on an unsportsmanlike there. Looked like he tried to walk through the defender after they got up. The referee team comes together, the third team on the field, comes to discuss this penalty. Here's the replay. You can probably, if we have it towards the end, you can see it after the tackle. Chase Smith goes down. If we see him get up, you'll see him kind of walk through and give a little shove to the helmet. Great job by the replay department there. A well-earned penalty from Smith after a nice gain. It's going to be all for naught, as the crew still discusses where this ball is going to be positioned after the penalty on the offense. So we're still waiting for the official call. Now the referee looks on the far side bench to give them the first view. We'll get the second call. And you can see it's going to go against the offense, as we suspected. It looks like we're going to have both sides. Okay. So I didn't see anything on the defense there. But they're pacing the ball downfield, and here's the official word.
We had 3 fouls on the play. We have unnecessary roughness on the offense, number 7. We have unnecessary roughness on the defense, number 99 and number 20. It's a 15-yard difference, first down.
So after all the penalties said and done, it's a 1st and 10 on the 32-yard line. So 2 penalties against the defense, 1 on the offense. So St. Mary shoots themselves in the foot there after the gain and the penalties. Run up the middle. He's got some room. Spins to the middle. Should be enough for a first down. That's 22. Kanye Nethersole, the 5'9" back. Watch this spin right here. Just spins off the tackle and is able to gain another 2 or 3 yards before finally being brought down. Number 11, that's Juma we saw in the tackle. So they didn't give him the first down. He's a yard short. We'll see if they go just up the middle or if they take a shot here. brought down short, not much gain at all. And they're going to be short of the first down again. So you have the big 6'5" quarterback. I'd almost rather see that big fella get under center and just power it forward. But Nethersoul runs it and gets tackled. That's 96 in on the tackle. That's Colin Mead, I'm sorry. And you see the third down marker. I know we're having a little trouble with our clock today on the Bug, but there's 4:40 to go here in the first half. So from the gun, third and short, handoff. This time that's enough for a first down and more. Inside the 15-yard line. That's a South Lions first down. Kanye Nethersoul again. He's been a workhorse early on for South. As the wind continues to gust now here at Acumen Stadium. So Thompson again from the gun, surrounded by backs. He's going to tuck it away and take it himself. Looking for the corner. Just dragged. Kind of ragdolled the defender. Had him by the ankles like a toddler does on his mother's foot and just drags him forward for a yard or two. Watch this again on the replay. Number has him by the ankle and just takes him for a ride and finally brings him down. That was Juma getting a free ride on the turf for a couple of yards. 3:14 to go here in the second quarter. No score. South is threatening. Juggled the snap a little, looks to throw, pulls the ball down again, looking for somewhere to go, tosses it back in the end zone, double coverage, just tipped away. That's number 10, Nate Carter on the pass defense. A dangerous pass in the back of the end zone by Thompson. Lucky he didn't get that one picked off, as you see our Leona 625 sponsor in the background. So we'll see what they do here on third, and we'll call it 5. Looks like the field goal team is coming out. Cold, windy conditions, so not favorable kicking conditions. Easy for me to say in the cold. The kicker getting the right boot ready. That's Owen Williams. We heard the 3-minute whistle. Field goal is up. Nice kick. And we have our first points of the ball game. The South Lions from London, Ontario have now taken a 3-0 lead here as we're inside of 3 minutes, 2:51 to go in the half. St. Mary's will get the ball. Both teams have both their timeouts remaining here in the half. And you see the weather conditions. -3, light snow, -14 wind chill, gusting 45 kilometers an hour from the west. They're saying up to about 3 centimeters. Still no real accumulation, I guess. Over on the volleyball courts a little. But from the Leuna 625 broadcasting position, up here in the perch at Acumen Stadium, I can tell you it's damn cold. You can see the fans bundled up, trying to stay warm, heading over to the Zeckelman Tennis Center to get some coffee and hot chocolate and do anything they can to stay warm for this last 2+ quarters. Tucker again, back to throw. Little quick hitter to McPherson. McPherson tries to spin away. Finally pushed out of bounds on the far side by a few different tacklers from South. That looks like Lane Variotis, one of the tacklers. Number 7 in there as well, Chase Smith. So 2:42 to go. They had the ball on the 39-yard line. They did gain, looks like about 4 yards on that one. So a big 2nd and 6. Tucker in the gun again. He's got a back behind him. 3 receivers near side. He's looking near side. He's got McPherson there. That's enough for the first down. That's going to get the ball to the 48-yard line. A big first down for Jack McPherson, the 6'1" receiver. 3 receivers you saw near side, and that's where he went. Kind of sat down in the coverage. Had enough of the first down, and finally dragged down by a couple of tacklers. That was 12, Christopher Rowley, one of the tacklers for South. So from the gun, a lot of motion on the near side for the Knights. There's a flag down. That's intercepted! He's going to go to the house! We'll see what the flag is. 20, 10, touchdown, Andre Thompson. Let's wait for the flag. We're waiting to see on the far side. Keep my eye on the referee. Offside on the offense. It's declined. The touchdown will stand. A pick 6 by number 2, Andre Thompson. And South will take a 9-0 lead. Little bit of a dance in the end zone. Well deserved by the big fella. He read it perfectly. I don't know if we can take a look again after the extra point. That'd be great to see that one again. But we'll wait for the extra point. Let the teams line up on the special teams now for the point after this 9-0 lead with 2:10 to go. Owen Williams in the try and add the point after. High snap. Handled well, and the point after is good. You can see the flurries just flying on our screen there. Williams with the extra point to go along with a field goal. So a big pick 6 for quarterback / defensive end / punter Andre Thompson. And you see the big jackets on the far side. Looks like the Western Mustangs let them borrow those big warm jackets on the far side, this team from South. So on that little sideline screen pass, Andre Thompson read it perfectly, picked it off, and scurried to the house for a big pick 6. And South now leads it 10-0 over the St. Mary's Knights with 2:10 to go. So 2 timeouts apiece for these teams. So St. Mary's is going to try and get their offense going. They've moved the ball well at times. Matty Tucker's got a strong arm. He's got McPherson has been his favorite receiver so far. But he's got Blonda and Nate Carter among others. We haven't seen Jaden Trudeau yet today, number 14. I'll have to look for him on offense. He was one of their offensive valuable players throughout the year. That ball's mishandled inside this 20. Dances around the 20-yard line, and finally the whistle blows as he falls forward. But they'll bring that ball back a couple yards. As you see it on the replay, that's Blonda again. He's their lead back. He's their kick returner as well. Blonda, one of the strong offensive talents for the St. Mary's Knights. We're at 2 minutes and 1 second to go. The South Lions from London lead 10-0. They're one of the powerhouses in this OFSA Bowl we've seen so far. Ranked very highly in the national rankings as well as throughout Ontario. 3rd or 4th ranked, I believe, in Ontario. They look to throw, not a receiver within 15 yards. Tucker just has to get rid of it and throw it near side. Running for his life again. intended receiver, we can say it was Nate Carter, but he had no chance at that one. There's big number 2 you see on defense. He had that interception for a touchdown not too long ago to put this game at 10-0. 2nd and 10 now, 23-yard line. Dan Dominguez with you here on We Digital Productions. 4th game of the day here on We Digital Productions. Tucker, that looks like a procedure. They're going to blow that one dead. And here's the official call. Looks like they got a timeout before any penalty, the procedure. So I'm going to take a chance again to thank our presenting partners, Leona 625, along with We Digital Productions, bringing you this OFSA Bowl series. Again, this is our 4th game of the day, so a huge shout out to the entire crew at We Digital Productions, hanging through in this cold, windy, snowy day here, as you see on your screen here in supposed to be the most southern part of Canada, but does not feel like that today. It's cold up here in the Leona 625 booth. We have 1:55 to go as you get a good look. And there's the huddle. We have 3 more big bowl games for you tomorrow. You'll be able to catch them all on We Digital starting just after 10 a.m. tomorrow. The coaching staff in shorts. There's a brave man. I assume that guy's from Sault Ste. Marie, because nobody should be wearing shorts today. And he is. He's walking back to the Sault Ste. Marie side. So Sault Ste. Marie, this is just another day. So 2nd and 10. Tucker rolls out far side. Big arm far side, one-on-one coverage. Looking for a flag. No flag. It drops incomplete. They wanted a penalty called. That would look like Landon Trecarton on the far side. Looked like the DB did a good job. He kept his eye on the ball. That was Lane Viriotis, playing defensive back. He's also a wide receiver. So that's going to bring the punt team on. So that's going to give South another chance. So punting formation, 1:47 to go. It looks like Hartley, I believe. No, that's number 10. Rowley with the punt, but that ball goes straight up in the air and takes a sideways bounce. But Rowley's there. That's the punter. He can catch it. He does. That should be St. Mary's ball. That should be St. Mary's ball. We'll see the official word. The punter is eligible. Canadian football rules, everybody. So sorry, that was Nate Carter on the punt. I got my rosters mixed up here in the cold. But we'll see what the referees say.
Okay.
It looks like...
So there's no foul on the play. Number 10 was the kicker, but yards were not gained, so it's first down.
And they pick up the flag, and a beautiful play by number 10, Nate Carter. Wide receiver, safety, and today making a great punt play on the punt team. But South is celebrating now. The referee pointed. So the punt didn't get far enough to get the first down. He recovered it, but didn't get the first down on the punt. So a great hustle by the punter, but with that wind holding the ball up in the air, So South will get the ball in great field position. So Carter had the great hustle effort on the punt team, but it didn't go far enough to gain that first down. So South has it now. I did it once. Oh, okay. Okay. So South has it. So a big turn of events there. The punter Carter came up with it, but shorter the line to gain. So South is going to have the ball in great field position. 32-yard line. It's blown dead. I don't know if we have a timeout on the far side or not. Again, the referees are going to come together. We're 1:39 to go. So they get everything in order. Thompson from the gun. Run up the middle, left side. He's got some room. Ripped down by the waist. Big number 99 with the tackle. That's Grant Mathewson. So a nice run from Kanye Nethersole, and he does get the first down. He does get enough. They lead 10-0 with a minute and a half to go. So the ball is on the 22-yard line. Handoff, middle. Kicks it outside. He's got a lot of room. Heading to the corner. Cuts it back to the end zone. Waiting for the call. Referee's discussing it near side. South thinks they're in. Touchdown! Kanye Nethersole does get in. The referee crew had to discuss it a moment later. And Nethersole in for a huge touchdown as the crowd celebrates. The South Lions from London now lead this one 16-0 with a minute 15 to go. You see the handoff. He's got the blockers kind of sealed the block. He kicks it outside. And a nice job from Nethersole to get to the pylon. And you can just see him just get inside the pylon for the touchdown. Snap is handled well by the holder, and they get it up for the point after. So a 17-0 lead. A minute 15 to go as we watch this one again. And then you can slow it down right when he gets to that pylon if you can. You'll see him just sneak through the pylon, keeps that foot in bounds, and just kind of skips through for the touchdown. Great look on the replay. So South's going to kick this one off. 75 seconds to go. As they get ready to kick this one off. Kickoff coming from the 45-yard line. That's Owen Williams again getting ready to kick off, the 6'1 kicker. Grade 12 senior from South. They line it up. Nice line drive kick right down the middle of the field. Handled nicely by St. Mary's. He runs it right up the middle, looking for a hole. A nice return back up to about the 39-yard line. They're going to need some momentum. That's Anthony Blonda with the return. You can see Blonda is able to scoop that ball up. And you see that hole up the middle. He tried to go right up the seam. but finally tackled. That's Nicholas Thompson in on the tackle. So with a minute 10, St. Mary's is down to one timeout. So we'll see what Matty Tucker and his crew can do here. Three receivers on the near side. Scramble, steps up in the pocket. Now scrambles right, throws it on the run. McPherson tries to go up and get a nice effort by big number 81, but defended well. Number 12, that's Christopher Rowley again on the pass defend. Ball just out of the reach of McPherson. You'll see that a lot with quarterbacks throwing it on the run. That ball has a tendency to sail on them. You'll see that even in a baseball, a shortstop kind of throwing that ball on the run, sailing over the first baseman's head. Same thing kind of happened to this big wide receiver there. So another big 2nd and long coming for St. Mary's Knights. Unable to score so far in this first half, just over a minute to go. Tucker from the gun again. He's going to look across. That's picked off again. That could be trouble. They got some blockers ahead of them. The quarterback is thrown to the turf. Cut back 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Touchdown! The crowd goes wild. Christopher Hammond with a pick 6. A little bit of gritty action from the South Lions. As there is a flag near side. So let's see if it holds, if there's something at the line of scrimmage. Let's look at the interception. Let's hold on to that replay. We'll wait for the flag, but you'll see him. A nice line of blockers, cut back at the perfect time, drags the receiver. We're waiting for the official call. The referee crew still discussing. That's Brian Schouten. So I think the touchdown's going to be wiped off the board. And on the low block. So it's coming back. The touchdown. The touchdown comes back. The interception stands, but no pick 6.
After the interception, we have unnecessary roughness on the defense. Block below the waist.
So a big penalty there. That one would have made it 23-0, but instead we're still at 17. 51 and a half to go here in quarter number 2. The ball's right at the midfield stripe. Referees again discussing exactly where to spot this one. Oh. So they're going to go over to talk to the coaching staff on the far side. We'll see what the referee crew talking with the South Lions coach. Seems satisfied with the answer. That's Mike Stenning, the head coach for the South Lions. As he has his team up to a 17-0 lead here in the first half. We Digital Productions bringing you this game along with our partners, presenting partners Leona 625. They'll snap the ball right from midfield with 51 and a half. Thompson from the gun again, hands it off. Tackled down. That's Nethersall. Gets dragged down. So that was the pick 6 I think we're going to see here that didn't stand. We'll see if we can see that low block. That's okay. We'll take a look at that one later. Clock ticking now. 2nd and 7 we'll call it. 2nd and 8 officially. So a little bit of running around in the backfield trying to get set. And then finally the whistle is blown. It didn't look like South were on the same page. So it's a timeout by the offense. That's their first timeout. They'll still have one remaining. So we got a big day of football all day long today. This is our fourth game here on We Digital Productions. We'll have 3 more for you tomorrow. Justin Prince will be back with you tomorrow morning with the first call. He'll do the first couple of games. I'll be back with you for game number 3. And on day 3, on Wednesday, we'll have a couple of more high school 2023 OSSA Bowl Series games here on We Digital Productions. Thank our host, St. Clair College, putting on a great OSSA Bowl Series football games here at Acumen Stadium, here in cold Windsor, Ontario. So they're going to snap it from the 52. Thompson again in the gun. Good snap. He looks to throw. He's in trouble. He's running near side. He's got some room if he can get a block. He gets one block, dances, and finally gets ripped down. Still battling. They're having trouble. He almost reaches the first down marker. Looks like the ball's loose. St. Mary's is saying they have it. Let's see what the referees have to say. So Thompson was fighting for extra yards. He was getting close to that first down marker, but you can see the pile up on your screen. And they do! The St. Mary's Knights come away with the fumble recovery. So a huge turnover. You can see him dancing, looking for a lane. That's number 4 in on the tackle for St. Mary's. Derboka. And with the big pileup, Derboka didn't recover it. You see him at the top. But a huge turnover for St. Mary's as they trail 17-0, but there's only just over 7 seconds to go. And they're on their own 50. They have a timeout, so we'll see what Matty Tucker has in store for these final few seconds. Couple receivers either side. He's looking to pass. He's going to have to run it, and he's going to get ripped down. Looks like still inbounds. Tucker's down. He fell hard on that shoulder. That could be trouble for St. Mary's. Their star quarterback is down. Watch him get hit. Slow it right down here at the end. And that right shoulder that's going to be a problem for Matty Tucker. Let's hope the young man's okay. Right shoulder, collarbone area. And there's his opposing quarterback, Big Andre Thompson, who fumbled on that last series, trying to keep those hands warm on this cold day. They're tending to the quarterback on the near side. With only a couple seconds to go, the training staff, I haven't seen who the backup quarterback is for the St. Mary's team. As they scan up and down the roster, I don't even see another quarterback listed on their roster. So we'll see what they have to offer here if Tucker is unable to go. Looks like Jack McPherson's the only other one I've seen with looks like he might come in as the backup. He's been their star wideout today. But a tough break here, seeing number 8, Matty Tucker, having a good first half. Tough goings against this big South Lions team out of London. As he landed hard on that shoulder. So we have a delay. We'll see it again. Hopefully, this will probably be the last time we show you this one. And then you can see he just got landed on by big number 2. Andre Thompson. It looks like there is a flag. And that's going to back up. Tucker finally getting to his feet. That's great to see the young man get back to his feet. So hopefully just the wind knocked out of him on that hit. It's cold, and Andre Thompson's a big player. Falling on top of him. We'll hope to see him back in the second half. Good to see number 8 hustling back to the sideline. The 6-foot QB. So it's second down. They're still from the gun. It is indeed. It looks like McPherson is going to take over at QB. He's going to look to throw and just heave it downfield. He's got a man. Oh! Just off the fingertips. If that gets by him, he could have been gone. And we're waiting for that is the end of the first half. 17-0 South leading St. Mary's. Dan Dominguez will be back second half. We're going to get warm for a few minutes. We'll be back with you.
Manpower. That's our specialty. We use it to build infrastructure, like the $1 billion Parkway. That's real manpower in action. End to end, over 1,000 strong, forming bridges, carving out tunnels, shaping roadways. Our manpower is in demand. Well-trained, highly skilled, tough as nails. We've got what it takes to build your career. A solid career for building a better future. LiUNA. Feel the power.
I'm Mark Hees, president of Canuck Stuff. I'm here with lead designer Freddie, who designed all these great OFSA designs. Hey, how do you get OFSA gear? Well, you go to the OFSA shop. There's the link above. You come to our store here at Canuck Stuff. We have an OFSA gear section. Come to one of our championships, and you get all this custom championship logo gear. And, hey, pay attention to our social media channels, where we'll be having a lot of contesting to get more gear.
Nice.
Come and join us.
Have an awesome day.
Hey everyone, it's a very special year for OFSA in 2023-2024. High schools, to mark our 75th anniversary, April 24th has been designated OFSA Day. It's not too late to apply for a $300 grant funded by the Ministry of Education. Use it towards mass participation in an activity in your school on the big day. Just visit ofsa.on.ca/programs/OFSA Day and apply today. Let's all participate to celebrate our milestone by getting all students moving this April.
When I was in high school, my team felt like a family. We were a family. We did everything together. It wasn't just drills and early practices. It was everything in between. We had so much fun, and it was our coaches who made it happen. Now I'm coaching, and I see myself in my team. They're learning, working hard, and building their own friendships, just like I did. That's why I coach.
I remember the tournaments, the championships, the ride to road games, when you forget you're a high school student for a while. But now I'm behind the bench, I'm picking up new things from my students. There's so much you can learn on the field that you simply can't learn in the classroom. I look at my students, the joy on their faces, and that's why I coach.
The friendships we formed. The character we built. That's what I remember. I don't want to be just that guy with the clipboard and whistle. I want to inspire my students, like my parents and coaches did for me. I still look up to them, and I want to be that positive force in my students' lives. That's why I coach. The friendships we formed. The character we built. That's what I remember.
My team felt like a family. We were a family. We did everything together. It wasn't just drills and early practices. It was everything in between.
I remember the tournaments, the championships, the ride to road games, when you forget you're a high school student for a while.
I don't want to be just that guy with the clipboard and whistle. I want to inspire my students, like my parents and coaches did for me.
There's so much you can learn on the field that you simply can't learn in the classroom.
We had so much fun, and it was our coaches who made it happen.
I still look up to them, and I want to be that positive force in my students' lives.
They're learning, working hard, and building their own friendships, just like I did. That's why I coach.
Manpower. That's our specialty. We use it to build infrastructure, like the $1 billion Parkway. That's real manpower in action. End to end, over 1,000 strong, forming bridges, carving out tunnels, shaping roadways. Our manpower is in demand. Well-trained, highly skilled, tough as nails. We've got what it takes to build your career. A solid career for building a better future. LiUNA. Feel the power.
It began in 1987, BC. That's before computers. Well, at least the internet. After 36 years on television, we've pulled the plug. We've cut the cord, and we're moving the Rotary Auction to a new and exciting digital platform, partnering with We Digital Productions. The Rotary Club of Windsor St. Clair is now able to reach limitless participants from down the street and around the world. And just in time for Christmas, the Rotary Auction provides you the opportunity to bid and save on over 400 unique items and experiences. Call now at 519-915-0605 or simply enter your bid on rotaryauction.ca. And thank you for streaming in.
Manpower. That's our specialty. We use it to build infrastructure, like the $1 billion Parkway. That's real manpower in action. End to end, over 1,000 strong, forming bridges, carving out tunnels, shaping roadways. Our manpower is in demand. Well-trained, highly skilled, tough as nails. We've got what it takes to build your career. A solid career for building a better future. LiUNA. Feel the power.
You have to pull that, close the end. You want to pull that shut? Welcome back, everybody. We're back at a snowy Acumen Stadium here in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Cold. It's 12, 13, 14 degrees wind chill here up in the LiUNA 625 broadcast position. My name is Dan Dominguez. Welcoming you back. It's 17-0. The South Lions lead the St. Mary's Knights. At halftime, we conducted the We Digital poll, the Sudbury versus Sault Ste. Marie poll, and Sault Ste. Marie does come out on top. Second line east in Sault Ste. Marie. And there's your scoreboard there as we're getting ready to kick off quarter number 3. South Lions on the backs of 6'5" quarterback Andre Thompson. They're going to kick things off. So St. Mary's hopes to get things going. Big thing to look for in this second half to see how number 8, Matty Tucker, if he can come back from that. He took a tough hit on the near side at the end of that second quarter. So we hope to see the young man come out. Kind of a short kick far side. Squibs towards the sidelines, picked up. Run back to about the 30. And you can see the snow really flying on our close camera there. McPherson came in as the backup. But we'll wait to see here what happens in quarter number 3. So the wind is whipping. Probably the most snow and wind we've had all day long. Looking in the huddle, and I don't see number 8. It looks like it's going to be McPherson. That's tough to see. I think I do see number 8 over on the bench. Handoff. He's in trouble. Wrapped up. Big loss on the play. That's number 55 on the tackle. So a big loss on first downs as the South Lions with a big play on defense. That's Cordell Elijah with the big hit. There's big number 55. You gotta like the short sleeves on that young fella. So 8 is back in. That's good to see. So he did have to sit out 3 plays in coming off on an injury. So now he's back in. We'll see what he can do on second and very long here. Drops back. Now he tucks the ball away. He's not going to be able to get the first down, so he cuts it back. And he gets wrestled down to the ground, and that's going to bring the punt team on. Thompson in on the play. So you can see the rush from that South team. Number 8 was the first man in for South. Christopher Hammond, 5'11", linebacker. So they're back to kick. Big rush, a little bit of contact, no flag. They back away for the no yards. Good job by St. Mary's on the coverage. So they're going to get the ball. A little bit of pushing and shoving at the 30-yard line. But good coverage by St. Mary's on that punt coverage. Smartly back away to avoid that no yards penalty. So we'll see if the St. Mary's defense can try and hold this South Lions team. So Trudeau, we've been told, one of the star players for the St. Mary's team, injured, not able to play in this big bowl series game. So a tough loss for St. Mary's, missing one of their weapons offensively. Also doubles as his defensive back. There's your clock. Just over 10 minutes to go here in a 17-0 South lead over St. Mary's. A little bit of discussion on the far side. The officials looking for a correct spot. Ball's at the 42-yard line right now of St. Mary's. Dan Dominguez here again with you. Our partners in production, Leo and a 625, helping us at We Digital Productions bring you this OFSA football action. The 2023 Bowl Series here in Windsor. So Thompson back in the gun. Receiver on his hip and behind him. A little bit of motion now. High snap brought down by Thompson. Handed off. Wrestled down to the ground. That's Nethersole. Kanye Nethersole. He had a big first half for South. Good team tackle. 99 in there for St. Mary's. Mathewson, one of the tacklers. So 2nd and 5. St. Mary's needs to stop. The ball's handed. They don't get it. Big hole. Cuts back a couple times. Big first down and finally wrestled down. First down, Kanye Nethersole. So St. Mary's needed a big stop. They didn't come up with one. You can see him just shoot through the hole untouched. And finally a nice tackle around the waist. That was Nate Carter coming up from his safety position. to make the nice hit to prevent the touchdown. So Thompson still from the gun. This time he just shovels it over to the far side. Nethersoul again cut back to the middle of the field. Pile up and finally push down. Looks like a gain of about 7 yards, we'll call. 8:20 to go. You can see that shove, and then look at Thompson get out and just level the block. So not only does he pitch it out, he's able to get the block on Currylow. So 2nd and 4. South has 3 receivers on the near side. Thompson looks that way. Fires towards the end zone. Right at the goal line. He might be just a hair short. It is caught, but a nice tackle from St. Mary's to prevent the touchdown. That was Vecchio on the tackle, Nicholas Vecchio. You can see with good job keeping the ball out of the end zone. But it's going to be 1st and goal from the 1. That was Dylan Fulton with the big reception at the goal line. And they're at the 1st and goal from the 1, so see if they can just power this in. Thompson surrounded by running backs. There's a flag. Big hit as the whistle blew. And looks like they might have had a procedure. Indeed is the call. So procedure's going to back them up 5. Still 1st and goal. Personnel changes on both sides now. They had the goal line offense and defensive out from the 1. There's some of the big linemen for South. Noah DeValentin. Big number 2, offensive and defensive lineman for St. Mary's. Little pitch near side. Looking for the end zone. He pulls his way through another South Lions touchdown. Kanye Nethersoul with another touchdown. The South Lions now lead 23-0 against the St. Mary's Knights. There is a flag. And you can take
10-yard
that one off the
penalty.
board.
Remains 1st down.
So the touchdown comes off on the holding call. Couldn't quite see the hold on that one, but coming from the referee. So that's going to back the South Lions up again. So South is moving backwards. Still 1st down. Handoff. Cuts it back. Has a bit of a hole. He's inside the 10. Dragged down around the 9-yard line. Nethersoul getting his steps in here today. He's getting the ball quite a bit. You can see a nice cutback a couple of times. Finally wrapped up. That's Derboka. So 2nd and goal from the 10. Shotgun almost hit the runner in motion. Thompson keeps it. Stiff arm. Just trying to bull rush his way into the end zone. Good job of tackling by St. Mary's. You can see the first tackler unable to get his hands on him. But number 20, that's Jacarton, Landon Jacarton, helping hold up the big quarterback until he can get some help from his friends. Colin Mead, an assist on the tackle as well. 3rd and goal. Ball is set at the 4-yard line. The offense stays on the field as South has a 17-0 lead. 3 receivers near side. Now a 4th coming. High snap. Out to the left side. Throw to the back of the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown pass from Thompson to Chase Smith. Has scored. And now you can put the 23 up on the board. And you can see the high snap, but the 6'5" QB handles it. Throws on the run and just floats it over a defender. And you just see the tail end of it there as Chase Smith has the touchdown as we await the point after. Kick is up and good as you see the Leona 625 banner in the background. Our presenting partners here from We Digital Productions, helping you bring this 2023 OFSA Bowl Series to you. 24-0. We have 5:13 to go here in the 3rd quarter. It's been all South. St. Mary's has had flashes at time. Maddie Tucker and McPherson having a few passes. Blonde has done okay at the running back. Nate Carter as well at wide receiver, but just unable to sustain drives to get any points against this tough South Lions team. So they're going to kick it off. That 24-0 lead. Owen Williams getting ready to get this ball back in play. A couple of returners back for St. Mary's. We'll see if St. Mary's can get some offense generated here in the 3rd. Received, knocks it down. A couple of players go down. Got a big, nice hole in the middle of the field. Pushes it past the 35-yard line. Decent field position as the returner is staying down. He's slow to get to his feet, but he looks like he's okay. Williams, you'll see here again, gets a nice boot off with the right boot. Kind of knocks that ball down and a nice return. And that's Blonda. As Blonda gets wrestled down by the South special teams. Hazma, one of the players in on special teams. There was a flag, so they're going to back them up. And we'll wait for the official word from our referee. So it's like a low block. That's going to back them up. So the good field position. They could have had the ball all the way up to the 35. Instead, they're backed up under the shadows of their own goalpost from the 10-yard line. Player late getting off for St. Mary's. Tucker from the gun. Flag on the play. Bounces off a couple of would-be tacklers. Gains a couple. We'll wait for the flag. More than likely an offside, but we'll see what direction. So got wrestled down by a few tacklers. And here's the call from our head referee.
Offside on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
So nothing really going right for St. Mary's now. They get backed up again on the offside. It's still first down. 15 yards to gain. But now they're back on their own 5. Under 5 minutes to go in the 3rd. They move the ball in the other hash mark. Tucker again from the gun, standing with his heels on his own goal line. Throw it to the near side. It's caught. And finally tossed to the ground. 5-yard gain. And that's Nate Carter again, you saw. He had to go up to get that one. So good job by Carter. So that brings it to 2nd and 10. St. Mary's trails by 24. Looking for a big play to try and get themselves going offensively in this one. It's been a tough sledding for them today. This is a tough South Lions team. One of the top ranked teams in the country. Tucker from the gun. Hands it off. He's got a little bit of room, but caught up to and flipped back over. Not much gain, if any. And South is there defensively again. That looked like Ollie Seif with the tackle. And that should bring the punt team on. And we'll see if St. Mary's elects to take the safety and get some field position. Try and flip this field a little bit. The punter about 3 yards deep in his own end zone. That's Carter back. And he does elect to take that knee. So he's going to give up 2 more points. South's going to now lead at 26-0. But they'll bring the ball all the way back to the 35, where South will set up shop after the safety. 26-0 on the score. 3:25 to go here in the third quarter. A snowy Acumen Stadium here at the campus of St. Clair College in Windsor, Ontario. It's been a cold, windy day. We're in our 4th game of the day. We'll have 3 more for you tomorrow on We Digital Productions, along with our partners Leo and a 625. The 2023 OSSA Bowl Series off and running. Busy day of football. The teams try and stay warm on the sidelines. Thompson again in the gun. Hands it off. Big hole near side. Still going. Finally wrestled down from behind. Nethersall's, that's actually a different running back now for South. That wasn't Nethersall. That looks like Aiden Doyle, his first run of the ball game. So giving Nethersall a bit of a break. The 6-foot running back, Doyle, grade 12. So a first down on the run. Some motion towards the right. That's handed off again. That's Doyle again. Cuts back. Another good gain from Doyle. 7 or 8 on the carry. So some of these seniors getting some work now as they lead 26-0 in St. Mary's. Doyle comes out of the game. There's what we've got going on today so far. The Simcoe Bowl. Bear Creek won 25-0. Northern Bowl. Assumption took it 21-4. Ritchie won 22-7 against Holy Trinity. And here we are with the South game in the Western Bowl. It's 26-0 South so far as we get back to action here with 1:47 to go. Little play action throw wide open just off the fingertips. He had all sorts of green in front of him if he could come up with that. But the ball falls down for the incomplete pass, 3rd and 3. Just a little overthrown by Thompson. So just off the fingertips, and that looks like the punting team is coming out. But always dangerous back there on the punt is Thompson, Andre Thompson. We'll see if they elect to try anything. We have fireworks off to our left side, celebrating this OFSA Bowl series. Going off with a bang here on the fourth game of the day. Thompson does punt. Beautiful punt. Near side. One hops, and he does just step out of bounds. Oh, late hit. That's going to draw a flag, I would think. No flag. Looked like a late hit from up here. That's Harley Wardell taking a big hit after he had stepped out of bounds. So as the fireworks continue to go off just east of our location. St. Mary's will take the ball again. Maddie Tucker back in the huddle. Had that scary first half injury at the end, landing hard on that shoulder and collarbone area. But looks good to go here for the rest of this one. Under the last minute of the third. Pulls it out, but he's got two chasing him and just fires it away to nobody. Nobody even in the area. So it's an incomplete pass from Tucker. 50 seconds to go here in the third. The referee winds the clock. Big 2nd and 10 as St. Mary's breaks the huddle. A few last second instructions from Maddie Tucker. Takes the snap, drops back, getting chased from behind, throws on the run again. Nobody in the neighborhood. They do have a player down holding his knee. That looks like number 10, Nate Carter. That'd be a huge loss if he, but hopefully just cramping up in this cold weather. So that looks like the first one you see on your screen tomorrow, the Independent Bowl. St. Michael's takes on the local team, the Herman Green Griffins, who won the city title under legendary coach Harry Lumley. So they're the second team in the SWASA division. That one's at 10:30. Again, here at Accion Stadium, St. Clair College. But as always, WeDigital.ca, or our WeDigital YouTube page, will have the game for you as well. So we expect to see a good crowd out for that Independent Bowl in the OFSA 2023 series. See some Herman fans coming out to support their team. Herman was defeated by Ursuline College out of Chatham. The Lancers took the SWASA title. And we'll also see Ursuline, I believe that game is also tomorrow afternoon. I think that's the 5:30 game. So we'll see a good crowd out here from Chatham, Ontario, I'm sure, to cheer on their Lancers. And you see the bundled up fans here as this one, the third quarter, is just wrapping up soon. As the injured player is getting to his feet. He looks like he's going to be okay. That's good to see. Star wide receiver Nate Carter slowly making his way off the field, so he'll take a bit of a rest, and hopefully we'll see him back in the fourth quarter. Snowy conditions here. So it's 3rd and 10 as we reset the ball. And St. Mary's finally gets back into a punting formation. That's Vecchio. Back to punt. The left footer gets one off. Takes a nice hop. Let's see if Vecchio can find his way down there. They decide to fall on it. That's probably a smart play from South. That was Aiden Doyle on the punt return. He just decided to slide on it. and just play it safe. So that's the final play of the third quarter. We're going to take a quick break, step aside. We'll be back fourth quarter in just a moment. Look at that. Can't even see the scoreboard on the... Oh.
Manpower. That's our specialty. We use it to build infrastructure, like the $1 billion Parkway. That's real manpower in action. End to end, over 1,000 strong, forming bridges, carving out tunnels, shaping roadways. Our manpower is...
There's the first play of the fourth quarter. A quick pass from Thompson. Dan Denning is back with you. Welcome back. Fourth quarter action. It's just starting the fourth quarter now. And a first down for the Lions. 26-0 South leads St. Mary's. St. Mary's playing this team tough. But so far, that big Andre Thompson has been too much to handle, both as a quarterback and also as a defensive end. We saw him with the interception earlier on the pick six. He's been a force to be reckoned with. He hands it off on the end around. A little bit of room. Tries to cut back ball. Fumbles out of bounds. But South will retain possession. So just kind of mishandled that one. That's Fulton. We'll see if it just slipped out. It might have just got, looks like it just got punched out a little bit. Nice play by the safety, the corner for St. Mary's. That was Liam Ouellette with the nice play on the near side. Another handoff. That's Doyle kind of up the middle. Gets wrestled down by a couple of tacklers. That's big 99, Grant Matheson in on the tackle. The first down, however, again for South, as this clock continues to wind. 10.5 to go here. The final quarter. The fourth game here on We Digital Productions. Thompson hands it off. Good hold the middle. Doyle again, it looked like on the carry. It is. Gets wrestled down. Matheson again having a good job doing a great job on the line. Number 4 was in on that play again. That's Derboka. Number 40, Noah Boyer, also in on that tackle. So now you're starting to see the snow even accumulate on the field a little bit. A little bit of a white tinge to the field, as you can see on our screen today. Thompson keeps it himself, looks for room, cuts it back, still on his feet, still pushing forward, and finally dragged down after a gain of about 5. And that was 91. Currilow on the tackle, taking down the big QB. So 26-0, 8:40 and counting. Thompson on the gun, couple of backs with him. Handoff right side. That looks like Kanye Nethersoul back in the game, getting another carry. So they move the sticks again. So South just slowly moving the ball up the field. can't see. There could be a player down. They waved it down. Looked like there is an injury. There's a player who took a knee right in the middle of the field as he slowly getting up. They're tending to Noah DeValentin, it looks like, as he decides to take a knee. It looks like they might be stretching him out again on a cramp. Cold weather. It's tough for these muscles to stay loose for these athletes today. And here's more of the action. So there's what we were talking about tomorrow, what we have coming up. 10:30, the Independent Bowl. St. Michael's against the local Windsor team, the Wexa champs, the Herman Green Griffins. That will be followed up at 2 p.m. with the Golden Horseshoe Bowl. Huron Heights against the powerhouse, the Corpus Christi, one of the higher-ranked teams we've seen. We'll see in this tournament, or in this bowl series. And then the last game of Tuesday's schedule, the Central Bowl, 5:30 p.m. A.N. Meyer against the SWASA champs, the Ursuline College Lancers, who defeated Herman just over a week ago to earn their spot as the SWASA 1 representative. And there's a look at the light standard. The lights not even having an effect on our camera as we just see white. As the snow is very heavy and the wind blowing right in the face of our camera operators. As they're working hard to bring you this broadcast on We Digital Productions. Along with our friends at Leona 625. Good to see the player back on his feet and walking back to the sideline. As we have 8-11, you can see the fans bundled up out. Watching these young athletes, some of them playing their last high school game. Lots of blankets. There's going to be hot chocolate flowing tonight, I'm sure. Andre Thompson, still from the gun, having a great game for the South Lions. A name definitely to look for. Here's a run to the corner. Nethersoul gets shoved out of bounds right at the first down marker. A big collision. Number 4 in on the tackle. Derboka. And you see Nethersoul getting chased by a number of scarlet jerseys. That looked like 11. Juma in on the tackle. I got to brush the snow off my paperwork here to try and see names on the roster. Under 8 minutes to go. Handoff. Close to the end zone. Just short. Dragged down at the 1 yard line. That looked like Matheson with a touchdown saving tackle. Nethersoul trying to get another score. South with a 26-0 lead. It looks personnel change coming in. Looks like it might be some of the bigger backs. Let's see. Could be trying to get some of these seniors maybe a touchdown here, and some of these guys playing their last game. I saw Christopher Rowley come into the game. Ollie Seif as well. We'll see if they run. Looks like a bit of a wishbone. Finally under center. Handoff right side. He's in for the score. And it is Nethersoul getting the touchdown. So it is now 32-0. You'll see on the handoff here coming up on the replay. You haven't seen Thompson under center too often. He's usually from the gun. But hands it off and goes in untouched for the 1 yard touchdown run. And if you can see through the snow, it does say 6:50 to go here in the fourth quarter. It's up and good. So that brings it to 33-0. Here from a cold, windy Acumen Stadium. The snow continues to fall. As we'll line up the kickoff units. As we wind down the final 6 minutes and 50 seconds of this one. So special teams huddles up. We'll see if St. Mary's can try and end their season on a high note, try and get themselves on the board here late in this one. They had a tough task ahead of them. They knew they had a tough one. Playing one of the tough teams, London South Lions from London. Always a powerhouse team. St. Mary's, one of the better teams, 14 city championships. A great team from their neck of the woods, but London's just been too much to handle as the South Lions have dominated this one. So you can see the field definitely getting some white on it now. Finally some accumulation because it's been so cold all day long. So the crowd trying to cheer themselves to stay warm. That ball's kicked off kind of short. Mishandled at the 25. Kind of cuts it back upfield. Got a bit of a hole. Good run back to about the 34-yard line. So St. Mary's will take control of the ball there. That was Harley Wardell on the return. He's done a good job on special teams for the Knights today. And you can see the snow starting to pile up on the fans bundled up in front of us. The fans are trying to stay warm, but they've been unsuccessful. So Maddie Tucker still in the gun as St. Mary's looks to get some momentum on offense. Steps up in the pocket. He's got a receiver on the far side. A little bit of room. Hit after a gain of about 6, we'll call. We'll see where the official spot is. So that looked like Braden Lucy it might have been on the far side. Trying to see the numbers through the snow. It's starting to get more difficult. It looked like number 5, Lucy. The 5'6" fullback. Low to the ground, but he's strong, so he's able to push his way forward for 6 yards. Good snap. Quarterback keeps Tucker. He's got a man on this side, just out of the fingertip reach of Lucy again. So he had him there on the near side. There is a flag on the play. Looks like roughing the passer. So that's going to move the ball. Here's the official word.
Roughing the passer, number 55. First down.
So it's a big first down. That's going to move the chains. So they break the huddle with Maddie Tucker. The ball is right at the midfield stripe. And St. Mary's has 5.5 to go to try and break this scoreless drought. Defense chant from the crowd. A deep throw. Oh, he's definitely being held. There's the flag coming from a couple of referees. 3 flags indeed. So definitely pass interference coming. You can see the jersey tug there on the far side. So there's your
pass interference. 15-yard penalty. First down.
So another first down for St. Mary's. They finally moved the ball. They're on the 40-yard line. The referee winds the clock. South trying to hang on to their shutout. Tucker getting chased down. Escapes the pocket. Throws on the run, nobody in the neighborhood. He just threw that one away to survive. I can see big number 2 chasing him again. Andre Thompson's been everywhere for South today. The snow continues to fly here at Acumen. Not much accumulation yet on the field. It's finally starting to get white tint on the field. So a little bit more slippery for the players late in this one. Under 5 to go. Tucker drops back. Knocked down at the line of scrimmage. And that falls incomplete. And there's big number 2 again in on the play. It looks like Andre Thompson might have batted that one down. As we'll see again, Tucker. And indeed it was Thompson. And Tucker's not a small quarterback. Tucker's a 6-footer. But he couldn't get back past the 6'5" with the big wingspan on the defensive end. As you see on the screen, you saw we're at 4.5 to go. So 3rd and 10. Matty Tucker needs a first down here. Drops back for the throw. That's going to sail out of bounds. And they're going to turn the ball over on downs. And that might be the last hope for St. Mary's to get on the board here in this Western Bowl. And in these cold conditions with the snow flying, it's tough to get a good grip of that ball from the QB. It just sailed on him. That looked like over Carter's head. It's good to see Carter on the field. I know we saw him injured earlier. So 33-0 here. Ticking under 4 minutes to go. Handoff up the middle. Wrestled down to the ground. Derboka again with the tackle. The big linebacker with a nice tackle, able to grab him. Playing a little bit of linebacker. He also drops back and plays some defensive back at times. South breaks the huddle. 2nd down, and just call it a long yard. Handoff, that's enough for the first down. They pass the midfield stripe. They're right in the middle of the Saints logo, which you cannot read Saints on it any longer. And the handoff is good for the first down. So Thompson back again. Another handoff up the middle. He's got some room again. Kind of breaks. Finally dragged down. A nice gain on the run. The ball came loose, but he was down. And you can see on the play here, he broke through the first line of defense, and the ball started to look like it might have came a little bit loose early. Aaron Ibbotson. So it is indeed a fumble and a turnover. So he did cough it up. So St. Mary's has a chance to get back on the board. There's our 3-minute whistle from the referee crew. So Ibbotson did fumble, so it's 2:30 to go. Nice hole up the middle. Spun around and hit hard, but a big first down for St. Mary's. That's Blonda again. He had a big hole up the middle. Big number 33 on the hit. Ollie Seif with a big hit for South, bringing him down. defense chant throughout the crowd again. They want to keep that 0 on the board. Nice cutback. Blonda again. Rolled up at the 50. And that's Seif again with the tackle. So he and Blonda getting to know each other well here on this series. So 2nd and 5, minute 51 and counting, 33-0. Here in the final quarter, the 4th bowl game here at We Digital Productions, along with our presenting partners, Leona 625. Tucker looks to throw, that's trouble. Out of the reach of Carter. A lot of South players on the near side. And Tucker couldn't get a good throw off. It looks like they're going to bring the punt crew out here. A lot of personnel change, and Tucker is going off. So they're going to punt this one away, it looks like, with a minute and a half. It looks like there was a Gatorade dump on the far side. So they're going to have to warm that coach up afterwards. So Mike Stenning, I don't know if I'd say he's happy to get the Gatorade bath, but he's happy to get this victory, I'm sure. A little run on the near sidelines, pushed all the way past a player on crutches. There's number 14 we talked about earlier. That's one of their star players, Jaden Trudeau, on the crutches on the near side, unable to play in this one. I'm sure he's sorely missed by this St. Mary's team. Grade 12 student, 6'2" receiver DB, unfortunately on crutches as he has to dance out of that way. Good job by Jaden to stay out of harm's way already with the one bad wheel. There's number 14. I'm sure wishing he was out there with his teammates even for this last minute of this one. So there's a new QB in now, and they're just going to hand it off and run this one out as he gets tackled. So that's Oliver Gamble, grade 11 student. So he's going to have some big shoes to fill next year as Andre Thompson's going to move on. So Gamble getting a little bit of handing off work here as we tick down the final 30 seconds of the 4th quarter. South Lions are going to take this Western Bowl. Another run on the near side. Cut back. He's got room. He's got only a couple man to beat. Cuts back again. He's got a blocker with him. And finally pushed out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Call it the 21. So Ibbotson making up for that fumble earlier. He saw the end zone in front of him, even with this 33-0 lead. He was hoping to get one more stat line in the book. Well, we'll see as South just takes a knee now. Just to end this one, I see Thompson back in the game. A couple players coming off late. And this looks like victory formation. Andre Thompson, his last snap as a South QB. We hope to see big things from that young fella. And that's all she wrote here. So on behalf of everyone here at We Digital Productions, our partners Leona 625, thank you for joining us. My name is Dan Dominguez. Congratulations to the South Lions out of London, Ontario. They defeat St. Mary's. The Knights could not get on the board. That's all she wrote. They're the Western Bowl champions. Until tomorrow, again, Dan Dominguez signing off. Have a great night.